What's up, my peoples? Subscribe and press a like. This your boy Peanut Nola, and I'm just wanting to talk about some of the things, some of the people that we tend to look up to as our saviors. You know, we look up to ministers out there. We tend, as a people, a nation of people, we listen to our ministers. We listen to cult leaders like Nature Boy. We listen to activists and doctors, so-called doctors like Umar Johnson. But when are you going to start looking within yourselves and look within your own mind and your own heart? You know, Nature Boy likes to talk about getting in tune with nature. But a lot of times when you see him, he's not dealing with nature actually, okay? Everything that he's using is so-called quote-unquote technology, okay? And then when I listen to Umar Johnson and he goes out there and we fall for this school that we've been waiting for the last 3 years or so, talking about he's going to get this school for Pan-African people, for our Pan-Africa sisters and brothers. But the funny thing is that who are you? You know, we don't never question things. And you know, there used to be a thing that your mother and your father would say, question everything that you do. And we need to start questioning the people that we listen to. Do your research and start looking within yourself and seeing if things are true or not. If, you know, even when you're faked, when you believing in some of these ministers who are filling you up with the Holy Spirit. And the Bible even states that study yourself to be approval. But if you're not a Bible believer, you know, you know, don't weaken yourself to what people say. Do your own research. And that's one of the things that I always talked about in a lot of my on my channel, is people believing in themselves. The Most High, you know, God gave everybody the power of thinking power. You know, these cult leaders are going after weak people. I think about Eliana. She's from New Orleans, Louisiana, like myself. And me knowing where she's from, there's a lot of things that's going on in New Orleans that I'm not proud of. But one thing I do see, that she did come from a stability of a great family. And she looked like a spoiled child, okay? She's acting out against her father, and she looks like a spoiled brat. But my whole point is this. Nature Boy is not going for the most sane people. He's going for the most weak people. If you look at half of the guys that's going to his camp, you look at every last one of them. Some of the men been sexually molested. Some of the men has been molesters, molesting other people. Some of the women have been prostituted, prostitutes, you know, out on the street, you know, selling their body. There's half of everybody that has came to his camp has a problem. And Umar, I'm still waiting on your school. I'm still waiting on this Pan-African American school. And even though I feel that most, not all, so-called African Americans are Aboriginal, indigenous people of this land. And, you know, this slave ship theory, and I ask anybody, even those who believe in the ships of the Bible, I want to know where the ship's at to this day. They can tell you, white supremacy can tell you about Confederate flags. They can show you the Confederate soldiers. But I have yet to see the actual slave ships that brought us here. Because you know why? Because the 10 million or billion trillion of blacks that were here before the Native Americans were Aboriginal. And them same Aboriginal people were enslaved. Okay, let's talk about the real slaves, not the so-called African Americans, not the African people. And then do you understand that if Africa loved you and I so much, if they loved us so much, why haven't Africa came back and got us? There's no doubt that they are our cousins and that they are related to us. But the only thing that they have in common with us is skin pigmentship. That's the only thing they have in common. If you look at their bone structures, their nose, their lips, their head, they don't look like us. Them brothers and sisters do not look like us, okay? So I'm just telling you that do your research. Don't just take it from my word. Start doing your research. Start looking around and start looking at your own thoughts. Start looking at your own mind. And the only reason why I pay so much attention to what's going on in carbonation that used to be melanation is because of the kids. Okay, just because of the kids. Because the kids should not have to go through what their parents, what they, mentally challenged parents are forcing them to do. It's just, it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just here to share this to you guys. Please don't be so quick to follow these leaders. Follow your own heart. Follow your own mind. There's no man on this earth that can solve your problems but the Most High God in yourself. Love yourself. And like I said, just last Monday, unfortunately, last Monday, I buried my mother. That was a tragic moment in my life. I didn't think I was I'm still dealing with that. But my mother died of breast cancer. And, I know what it's like to love someone so hard and lose them. But that's not going to make me go crazy and go sign up to carbonation. You cannot love nobody until you love yourself. You cannot, ladies, stop pimping yourself. Stop throwing yourself off to these men out there. You cannot love nobody till you love yourself. Self-hatred kills you. Because when a man knows that you don't love yourself, that's when he attacks your weaknesses. You become vulnerable. So please subscribe and press a like to Peanut Nola 504. Peanut Nola 504. Peace.